You can get so excited when you speak about the principle of these courses, because so many things are playing into each other. And then you take something from there, and an idea from there, an idea from there, and suddenly you notice they fit together. It wasn't abstract. It was just a feeling, and suddenly you notice they work together. And that's what makes the specificity of this course, in a way, that we touch several levels of our being, 7 layers of us, but on every level, all levels are present too. And that, in a way, creates a network which, slowly lets us feel, makes us feeling of being whole, of being supported from within. Great. If you allow me, I will just share a short presentation, not too long presentation, which I've prepared. And the basic set of exercises are practical exercises Rudolf Steiner has given already 110 years ago. And it's a set of 8 exercises where the middle 2 belong together. And in the course we will learn why. And the first exercise is hiding objects. And there it's suggested that you just take something you need the next day and you put it somewhere. Yeah? And then, but not somewhere, but somewhere where you probably would never think of it could be, behind on top of a cupboard or in the fridge or under your flowers somewhere. Yeah? And then, that's the example I will bring afterwards, how you do it, that you profit from this exercise and that you will even find the things back. The second exercise is changing the handwriting. And it's unbelievable how little things can infect so much that we can learn of that. Because it's not try to change your handwriting that it becomes more beautiful or everything or similar things. No, all these exercises we are doing, they do not have any moral character. You should be like this and that. No, it's just change a little thing. Maybe instead of a dot, you make a little circle on top of the I. Or you write the letters a little bit closer to each other than normal, or wider, or a little bit in another direction. And when I did it, always I was surprised that this little thing changed my handwriting completely. And I was amazed it became beautiful, and I didn't know why, because my handwriting is not very readable normally. And that's the principle of the exercises. And the third one is that you try to think backwards a little bit. That if you have a sentence, for example, I carry quiet in me. Then you think, how is it the other way around? Me in quiet. Carry I. And it means a lot that we are normally working into one direction. And then inwardly, where does it come from? What's behind? What's in the other direction? It frees a space in us. Yeah? And then you go on, next exercise, practice self-observation. How do you move? Can you see you from without? Do it playfully. And then change little habits. Yeah? For example, open the door with the left hand. Yeah? Touch the handle with the left hand if you used to do it with the right one. Or sit on a chair the other way around as you normally do. What does it feel like? So become playful. And even stay playful when you do the fifth exercise, refraining from little wishes. It's not about not taking your holidays. It's about little things. For example, a cup of coffee. And then do not even forbid yourself not to drink this coffee. But say, maybe I drink it 2 hours later. Yeah? And then observe how your inner reacts. And you might be surprised that sometimes it reacts even with humor. And when you go on to the sixth exercise, the decision making, then you can realize that for each argument to do something like this, you can also find an argument which say no, there's also arguments not to do it. And then you reach the point that your head, this or that, both, doesn't know what to do, and the only thing it can do is can let go, and you reach the level of the heart. And in a way, you practice that real decisions can only be taken from out the heart. And the last exercise is refraining from criticism. Do I have to criticize so often? Probably. Sometimes it's necessary, but probably not that often. And am I able, if somebody is aggressive against me or not saying nice things, that I'm not just defending myself immediately, inwardly thinking this man is crazy, but that I just look, what is the setting this person lives in? How does this person act towards others? Huh? Am I able to do this despite of a direct attack, or not attack, but something I don't like? And when you see these 7 exercises, then it is interesting that Steiner said they help against 7 different types of nervousness. And the first one, hiding objects, that's still obvious that one could say, oh, that's a good training against forgetfulness. It's a training for your memory. But the specific thing is, we are not training the memory, we are training to let go. And discover how can it be brought back by itself. And this changing handwriting, this, you have already noticed, it brings an inner beauty forward, where you don't know where it comes from. And there you can feel, this can, broaden your self-awareness. It can overcome, tenseness and jumpiness, and you become a different skin. And this thinking backwards, when you become, where do things come from? They can help you on the level of the self-doubt, because you feel yourself stronger. And even against the tendency to burn out, because burnout very often has, behind burnout stands that you do things which are not really your own impulse. And that's why you lose energy. And this self-observation and changing habits, it just changes such a lot. It's a playful reorganizing yourself. And this has to do with just coping better with so many things are going on, and not to lose control. The interesting thing about the dealing with little wishes exercise is that it can help you to overcome psychosomatic illnesses. Because this inner dialogue, do I want it, do I not want it, when you lead it consciously, what fits to me from my inner perception, from my inner needs, then the body can relax much more and doesn't have to express it through phenomena and through illnesses. Weighing up decisions, that's clear, deciding with the heart can help to overcome compulsory thoughts and ideas. And refraining from criticism can help against, that you have thoughts in your mind which hunt you, which come
wait
back.
a minute, Doris is muted. Doris, can you turn on your microphone, please? Yeah. For a little moment, sorry, it was me. Sorry, everyone.
Okay, I say the last sentence again, the last exercise, Doris. That is refraining from criticism. Yeah? And through this, developing in your inner value system differently, it helps you that this being hunted by thoughts can diminish. And on the whole, you can say all three levels work on your body. The first three exercises, they help to strengthen your life body. Yeah? They activate inner forces, your memory, your resilience forces. Yeah? And the middle part strengthens your soul body. Yeah? And the third part strengthens, you could say, the eye. And that's also a sort of a body. It consists of so many aspects. And it's in a way the principle in us which leads through not telling what you should do, but of observing what lives in you, of observing your potentials, discovering them, and bringing them to birth. And so, these exercises, you could say, they form the body of this course. But the body, it's a sort of house in which we live. Needs a roof. And there you can now look at 7 different life processes which are known in anthroposophical medicine. And you have this, they have names which are not the thing itself but indicate what might be meant. And with the life process breathing, that means you have to take something in. You have to breathe something in. You have to let something come in and sense it, feel it. And then when you really have sensed it, you make a next step and you have to warm it, you have to welcome it, you have to assimilate it. And then what is saying nourishing on this picture, there's meant it's not immediately taking it in, but you must break it down into pieces which really nourish you. Yeah? It shouldn't be something strange or alien what you take in. That's a sort of work you do. And when this is done, the in and excreting processes take place. Then you really take it in. And it's a crossing over. You take something in, and for this it has to go through the eye of the needle. It has to let everything what it was before go. And on the other hand, what is in you can now come and start to live. And for this you must in a way maintain what comes in. Yeah? Despite it is stripped of what it was before, but idealistically, you value it and you make it grow and you even bring it towards a reproductive process, to a generative process, from within. Now this birth from within starts. And these processes, they are a totality, they work into each other. But you can also say, in a way, they form the roof of this house. Two processes are missing by preparing the presentation, so breathing at the left and regeneration at the right. But otherwise, the picture is complete. And when you go on, you can see, or we have discovered, that the vowels, the 7 main vowels, fit exactly to these processes. We even discovered they are these processes. But how did we come to this order? Yeah? And it's just the picture of here, this Eurythmy figure E in the middle, that all these life processes interweave, left and right, up and down, and the A gesture is the force which represents that. There's a specific meaning. And when you now look, where did we find the order of these vowels? That's not how it is in the alphabet. But when you look at the eightfold path, and that's the discovery that the exercises of the eightfold path, in a way, are very close to the practical exercises, but on a more idealistic level. The right opinion, the first exercise of the eightfold path, you find at the right side. It's so close to refraining from criticism. The right judgment, the next one, is very close to weighing up decisions. And the right speech, what do I say and what do I not say, is closer than you think to the dealing with little wishes exercise. Because do I have to say it or do I not have to say it? Can I be silent? Do I need this coffee or do I not need this coffee? Can you feel the parallelity? The right deed, you have to observe yourself, you have to observe others, and you must things do differently than you are used to do it, otherwise they will never fit. You have to change your habits, otherwise you don't do justice to your surroundings. The right attitude has to do with, that's the right standpoint. Can I live as a spiritual being and as a bodily being at the same time? And this thinking in reverse, I'm a bodily person, and then I think back into my own origins. Then I have this, gesture, thought in it too. The right striving is working with the inner forces you bring forward, which you discover in changing handwriting, and the right memory and hiding objects from yourself. That's pretty obvious, that's the same. And now it is known that you can attribute, or it's used in anthroposophy, that you can attribute it to the days of the week. And then you go from Saturday to Sunday to Monday, and so on. Again, it's from the right to the left side. And then you might know that Saturday belongs to Saturn and the sound U. The Sunday belongs to Sun and the sound Au. Monday belongs to Moon and the sound I, and so on. And so we discovered in a way that the sounds which belong to the Eightfold Path, also fit very much to the practical exercises, and the life processes, the 7 life processes, actually are a sort of oneness with these vowels. This I will not discuss this chart with you now, but you find it on the website. It's just right click on the picture and you can download it. But it shows how everything interweaves. And that makes it so joyful to work with this program. Yeah? And when you, as a last thought, look that the first 3 exercises strengthen the etheric body. The next one, the emotional body. And the last 3, the I organization. And you know that everything works into each other. And that the I stands behind everything because we are working through observation. Then you can say the whole eightfold steps are before the background, in front, with the background of the I. And when you think about how can I support the I forces, then you do not do it by saying, oh, I should be better, I should not do this and I must do that. Because then you make yourself small in relation to what you should. But in a way it's, especially in this course, through humor, through developing serenity, and through magnanimity, through a big heart towards yourself and to others. But first of all, we develop these qualities towards us. When you do these exercises, you will notice it's so much fun. It just brings humor forward. When we do these decision-making exercises, it's clear. You develop serenity because you notice, I could do this, I could do that. And especially when doing the refraining from criticism, you develop magnanimity, you develop wholeheartedness towards yourself, and through this you can act differently in the world. So, one could say these 3 qualities, are the background of what we reach on a bodily level, on a strengthening from within. And that's interweaving everything.
In a practical way, how many times does she need to do the exercise every day?
When we look at the... Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Maria. Very good question. I speak about the practical exercises now. And you might have noticed you can make them part of your everyday. So it's a little bit depending on how much you would like to do it. When you do the hiding things from yourself exercise, it's not so much a question of time, it's just about a question of how many things do you hide from yourself. And in the beginning you may be hiding 1 or 2 things from yourself, 1 in the evening, 1 in the morning. And over time maybe you hide 2 or 3 or 4, or maybe only 1 a day. It's not the actual number, it's the joy in which you do something, and how you let this joy and how things come back to you, let it vibrate in yourself. And with the handwriting exercise, it's actually recommended to do it for 20 minutes a day. That's the only exercise you really say, I take 20 minutes, because then you really work, you connect with something. Huh? When I told you I was so surprised, did I tell you that I did the exercises when I was tired? If I had done them for 5 minutes, I wouldn't have noticed that this simple exercise touches such an energy, a reservoir in me. Yeah? That was this amazing thing. So that's the only week where I really work for 20 minutes. And the others, yeah, changing habits. Yeah, how do I sit on a chair? It doesn't take any time. And when you do refraining from criticism in these exercises, then it's good to take time to reflect on it. How was my decision making this day? How was my way, my attitude towards others in relation to criticism? And then you take maybe 10 minutes a day to reflect on it, but practicing you do while you are busy with other people.
Is the course very different since including the 7 life processes?
This is a question of someone who has already perhaps done the course before, and it is the same course. And I'm looking forward to do it again, because every time I do something, I go a little bit deeper. Yeah, it can change. But that's my belief. That's why I try to bring each time a little bit something new, that you do not repeat things exactly how they were. Okay, I do it again, and then last time I got this out of that, and I expect to get it out of it again. And the 7 life processes, how do these courses work, and how does Eurythmy work? Why does it work? It's not because the exercise is so good, but through the exercise you touch a level in you which likes to be touched. And then this level says, oh wow, great, and brings its energy forward. Yeah? And you learn that you can relax into this energy. And the specific thing is that it's not I'm relaxed into an energy which carries me, but it's me. Yeah? It's a dimension of myself which is just there. Okay, and now with the 7 life processes, I think it's nice when we do, for example, the R, that we have in mind the concept. It has to do not only with dreaming in what I normally bring, but that we have this thought, I'm a breathing being. To have this in mind during the week. Yeah? Not in the head, but we touch it. It has to be this breathing. And when we do the Venus gesture, which belongs to the R, then we try to bring the R, to anchor it in in our practical exercises, that we discover that the planetary gesture of Venus, I will show it afterwards, can be looked at as if it would anchor the roof of this building with the body of the building. So, yes, we will have the life forces in mind in a differentiated way, each week another one, and we will apply the planets to, have it here, but it will be tender. We will hardly notice it. It's not an outer thing, but I think it will be a new dimension to what we are doing. But it does not need that one needs to know how we did it before. So the vowel part will become a little bit smaller, and the planets will come to it and the life processes we will have in mind. Great. Do you mind if I go on and show a little bit, share a little bit my ideas how we could work with Eurythmy? It's not as long as we do it in the course. I do it now for 10-15 minutes perhaps, and in the course we will normally work between around 30 minutes, maybe longer, most of the time longer, between 20 and 40 minutes to really touch it. But then you are free. How do you want to pick it up when you practice during the week? Do I just want to have it present in my feelings? Do I want to practice it as it was shown? Do I want to experiment with it? That's your freedom. I mean, you have much more freedom, but that's my idea how I invite you to feel free. Now I invite you just to stand up. And that's how I always say it. Take the place, the space you feel well in. And then I invite you just to take your hands. The hands are the symbol. I take my body. I'm not just doing it in my imagination. I take my hands and take a little bit of time to arrive at myself. And then I feel how the inner reacts. And then I turn my hands and let this feeling stream through my body downwards into the earth. And maybe if you have not lost your self-perception, you might know that your own body starts to become bigger. And then you let go. And if it works perfect, then the breath even reacts. Then make a little step forward or backwards and repeat. Take a little bit of time to arrive at yourself. Let your inner react. Turn your hands and lead yourself through the body downwards. At the same time, notice if the body reacts. By the heels becoming light, by feeling taller than it was. Let the breath react, make a step, relax. That's the basic of everything, and all exercises are hidden in it. We will find it out during time. And before we go into Eurythmy, we try to imagine the hiding objects from your self-exercise, which we then find back in the R exercise. So you stand here and you have a key which you lie in front of your table, and then you put a book on it. And then the exercise is that you watch the tablecloth, observe it, the color, the form, the texture, and even then the folds the tablecloth makes. And maybe a little bit what's in the background on this table, that you have a little bit of a picture. And then you let go. And then you really practice to forget. And you practice, you go, and you practice not to think, where do I put my keys? I need them tomorrow. And every 2 hours you think, I still know where they are. No, the whole day, rest of the day, the whole night, you do not think of it. And the next morning you say, I need my keys. I hid my keys. Where are they? And you allow yourself this, where are they? I don't know. And then you let go and allow the memory to come. And the surprising thing is, it comes. And the surprising thing is, it comes from somewhere and you don't know where from, but it's like, it's just there. And then you say in your heart, oh great, that's great. You say thank you and you go forward and there they are. And now we have this theory, it's still a theory, that the A gesture has to do with it. And there's a Eurythmy exercise which is called AH, A-H and H-A. Let's look into this. And to do the A, like always in Eurythmy, especially with the vowels, you start at the heart. And then you try that with the forces of the heart, you try to bring your arms forward in an open gesture. And you try to stream a little bit through your hands out there. And it's nearly pulling you forward. And then let go. This is only the preparation. The R is not going out. The R is the sound of receiving, of letting things arrive at yourself. But for this, clearly, you must open up first. So, we do this opening up once again, from the heart, by the forces of the heart. We open up, we do not become too broad. We stream out towards the surface of the things around us, maybe even behind them. And then pull your shoulders a little bit back. And let the energies, or make them stream in. And when you do this, you might notice it even brings you back to your heels. Just stay where you are, that you can see my heels and feet a little bit better. I choose another perspective. And we do it one more time. So, I stand, I'm at my heart, I stream out, far out. I pull the shoulders back a little bit and this brings me to my heels. And then I use my shoulder blades and I throw all ballast off. And I really let go. That's the one way of doing the ha. Just let things, make them disappear. And you notice it's similar to the exercise. So once again, opening up the oh yes, there's my key on the table. I put it there. I dare to do it. Then create this in-streaming. Yes, I take the picture in and I let it make an impression into my body. It brings me on my heels. It fortifies my connection to the earth. It creates substance. And then the moment comes, that's enough. Let go, wipe it out, and really relax. Open your diaphragm and your pelvis, that it really can stream down and disappear in the earth. Hand it over. And when you let go, you might notice the breath reacts. Okay, next day, where's my key? And again, that's now the ha which comes first. Where's my key? Use your shoulder blades to feel the air around your upper body. And then let go. I don't know. And then create the arch gesture towards the earth. And now try, and we will practice it in the course, how do I have to feel my body? That from out down there, an in-streaming quality comes, which from out the earth starts to feel my body, even starts to lift my shoulders a little bit, and create a space of inspiration around my head, and suddenly the light goes on. Oh yes! Even I remember, says the head. The head can let go. You come back to your heart, you say thank you, and wow. One last time, this part 2, where the memory comes back. So this astonishment in the morning, oh yes, my key. And then you let go step by step. Where is it? Where is it? While you let go, you connect with the depths, you create the R, and you create this in-streaming. You feel it reaching the shoulder girdle, the back of the head, and you feel light. And I know where it is. Great. I arrive at my heart. And I act from there. Hello, dear friend. I remember you are John, aren't you? Yeah? Another case of where you need your memory. So that's a sort of life process which is going on to create memory, which is a main process in the memory process, and all other processes support it. And to anchor it connect it to the everyday exercise, we can now use the Venus gesture. Not use, but say hello to it. And then this force will say, yes, that's me. You understand me. I start to become stronger in supporting you. And the Venus gesture also starts at the hand. And take your hands in front of your heart, that the left hand is inside and the right hand is outside. Because from there you go with the left hand down to the earth and just feel the depth of the earth. So just use the hands, to sense the depths there. And from your heart, with the other hand, you open up to your surroundings, to your fellow human being here. Because memory you need to socialize. That's why it's so important. It's not only for practical things. So just come back once again. And then just feel down again to the earth. Open up towards the world in front of you. And then allow the left arm to circle. And it goes behind, it feels into the past. What's in the past? What was there? Memory forces. And then feel down into the earth, into the depths behind everything. Where is it? Where lies it? And then And we will practice this, that the forces from there carry the arm up. You don't lift it yourself. And again, behind what was it? Where lies it? And oh, so nice that it comes back, or comes to the surface. Yeah? And so we have this process through these three phases in your left arm. And you have the process of gratitude, trust and giving and connecting in the right one. That's the archetypal gesture of Venus. The memory comes back and it allows you to live on earth, here, in my right hand. And then just relax and breathe. And what we try is that we do not just turn our arms, but that the energies move it, that we feel the energy systems and our heart forces, which brings the hands forward, but also feel how important it is for them. And when we feel these forces which carry us, that strengthens them too. And the next important step is that we sit down and not just have a rest, but practice to listen to the resonance. Whatever you do changes something in you. And when you sit down, you are searching for, what do I notice? And we practice to be open to what comes, to not have any expectations, and be happy with very, very little sensations. Where do I feel warmth? Are there parts of the body which feel more cold? Maybe they are not cold, but I feel freshness. My feet, do they have the same size or are they different? It's not important how different they are outwardly, it's important how different they feel. There are no two equal things on the world. Everything is different. So that both feet can't feel the same. So if the one foot feels big, the other one small, it's not wrong what you feel, it's right. Or how does your chest feel under pressure? Flat in the front, round in the back, or the other way around. Whatever you feel is fine. And the meaning behind is that the body is also just a human being. And like you and me, it enjoys, it loves, it needs to be perceived, to be seen. That's what strengthens us. That's what strengthens the body. Take time for this, maybe 4-5 minutes after practicing. Great. And when you practice, It's not that important how long and how much effort to put into it. That plays a role, yes. But the main thing is what you think, what you are doing. So, is it thought-filled what you are doing? Because this is what your body can pick up. And how much time this needs, you decide yourself. So it can happen to you that, like somebody who told me at the station, I had 10 minutes until the train leaves. I stood at the platform. I decided to do these exercises inwardly. It became so intense. I didn't realize that the train left. Wrote she to me. She was not unhappy. I mean, she had to wait for an hour. But the experience was so unbelievable that for her that was a good experience. And that's often Eurythmy for you, that things are just the other way around as you normally think they are. I quickly go on and show you, if you want to do the course, how you can participate, and afterwards there will be time for a few more questions. So I just go to the website, and here's our page, Eurythmy for you. You choose English or Spanish, depending where you want to go, it's similar. Then under courses and events, you choose ABSR stress release. Here you find the page, ABSR courses, and you just click yes, I participate. If you want to read more, you have some background information, and this certificate course you can also, which is an opportunity for those who have experience with ABSR courses. And I just scroll down to show you that at the very bottom you find this chart, and you make right mouse click and just download a save chart under, and you have it in its original size as a picture. Okay, and if you say yes, that's nice, I like this idea, just at the very top, or here where the group courses are there, just yes, I participate. Do not choose the ABSR basic course, that's the individual one which you do yourself. It's the same content, but not guided and not with this additional information. Click yes, I participate, and you find the order form. And especially this time, because of all these things going on at the moment, I found it important that it's very easy to participate. You can pay the regular price. You can, of course, give a surplus, pay more. You can easily choose a reduced price if you think I'm not so well, my budget is not so as I would like to have it. And those who cannot afford it are also invited to participate. You yourself click on pay what you can. You yourself enter the amount you want to pay, and you choose which way, and you are part of the project. And please, if you do not have any money, but you think you should do it, feel free. Also, do it for 0. We will ask you maybe if you can put a post somewhere or just write a feedback to do a little bit for us. But just, that's not, the most important thing is you can take part. And because the ABSR course we are doing for ourselves, because we are in need to be allowed to live, also in difficult times. And it's a great experience that when we do it together, the course in itself has a structure which brings this energy of myself forward in a way which supports being present and makes me brings a good contact to what's around me. And doing it together is so enjoyable and creates this sort of trust. It's not just me, we can experience this together. Are there any questions you want to put now?
Lo que has explicado es también para el curso con certificado.
I should say a few words about the certificate course. Yeah? Okay. We are running the ABSR course as it is now since 3 years. We did it with Harald Haas in his practice in Bern a few times, and then we developed the online courses out of it. Also, the University of Bern has done research on it. And we have decided that every year we will bring it again. We do this certificate course because with Eurythmy for You, we do not want just to offer a valuable set of courses, but we have the feeling that mankind, Eurythmy can bring something to mankind, and we want to develop the way how can we bring it. Because the whole thing with artificial intelligence also wants to get hold of the etheric forces. Because the ether consists of what we experience of thinking as thinking, yeah? And artificial intelligence also wants to get hold of this realm. That's why when you see modern robots move, it can already be very astonishing. And so Eurythmy somehow will be needed to identify what is a human being and to come into contact with really carries us. And for this, we still must develop what we are doing further. We cannot just stay in this language. I'm also part of a tradition. I do my best to overcome myself. But you all know how difficult this is, so I use the word I'm used to use. And the hope is that in the certificate course, we meet with people who have already done the course, who know what we are trying, and have already experienced a little bit what it is doing to you. And with this group, we will work, they are also part of the Sunday course, and then we meet additionally and we discuss what we have, how could we practice to bring the content yourself, that not always Theodor has to present it, and can we simplify the exercises that they can be brought in an authentic way. And during the 8 weeks the course runs, we just work on this, and then you get housework which you have already chosen before, and then you bring a presentation of how you think it could be done. But how we do it exactly, we will define together. It's not me that I have already in mind how we do it, just the goal. How can we make the ABSR courses even more accessible, and how can we make them create a variations of them. That's the idea.
For a person who has been undergoing heart surgery for a month, is this course recommended?
I would say yes, if you scale it down. That's valid for everybody. If you do what I tell you to do, I would not recommend to do that. Because the job is, okay, Theodor suggests it, and how does it? I try it, but I try it my way. I do not copy anything of him. And that also means that you have to take your situation into account. And when I say, hide an object from yourself, and you still feel I'm in the process of recovery, you might even be allowed of imagining you are hiding an object from yourself. Yeah? If you don't feel so far. That's an extreme position now. Or do the eurythmy, just this opening of the R and letting this streaming in happen. And then just a gentle relaxation. Just by doing not too much, your body will be grateful and respond on this level of where the exercises are. So each week you have a different focus, but you do as little as possible where you feel an effect. Any more questions?
Are the exercises done one by one, or are they to be accumulated? That is to say, 1 afterwards 1 and 2 afterwards 1, 2, 3.
Yes, that's the reason why after the first week, when I do the course with a group, I always know that after the first week I get emails, where is the module 1? I have missed a few days, I must repeat them. And I say, no, exactly for this reason, I take module 1 away, that you don't have a chance to continue with, you have your memory, you can do everything, but that you grasp the idea, no, let go. You always have available only one module. And when on next Sunday I take module 1 away and you have module 2. And when we reach module 8, then all modules will be accessible again, and you will have them available for how long ever you want. And we function like this, that, oh, I did not do it well, I still want to do a few days this before I continue with the next. And we practice, I did not do it well, already this, we practice to not think. Never mind, I let go, I continue with the next one. That's stronger, yeah? That's not laziness, that's something we are allowed to learn. So we do not think, I did not do it good enough, I think I had only 2 days to do it. Yeah, but luckily enough, others did it 5 days a week. And next week, I will see, but I do not cling on, I did not do it good. You did it good.